Everything has changed for the better for the crypto market. Stocks have still been flying, leaving everyone asking, when bull market? What is going on with crypto? Why aren't altcoins flying? Why is Bitcoin stuck in the mud? Nobody can give you a definitive answer, but what we can do is look at the charts and see what they say. It's Trading Alpha Wednesday here with Wick. We're looking at a lot of charts from different asset classes, as well as some of your requests from Twitter. Looking at the Trading Alpha indicator, of course. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Nobody wants to hear me talk at all anymore, I don't think. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Wick right now. Sorry about last week. I canceled on you, I know. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries at all, Scott. And sorry, guys, I haven't put up my picture. I got a new computer. But I'll tell you what, Scott's probably beat from last week, but I got all the energy in the world because I was not at the Bitcoin conference. It looked awesome.
It was ridiculous. So like if it's of any consequence, during this literal exact time slot, I was interviewing RFK in person in Nashville. So if I had to cancel a show, pretty good reason.
Yeah, no. When you told me and you said, he told me before you guys knew. So when he gave me a little bit of insight, I was like, okay, fine. Dang, I'm jealous. But no problems at all. Should we jump into this market, Scott? I know everyone
Get right into it.
Man, okay, so let's talk about this Bitcoin chart, guys. I know everyone listening, oh man, a stage 3 basing pattern is what we're in, and I'm telling you what, it is the hardest market structure to trade. It'll drive you crazy just because it's got so much whipsaw action. This is the weekly charts, and you can see how much we're just ranging, okay? Now, what's very interesting to me as a market technician is when I see this, it's very, very clear to me, right? Even before, whenever we start dipping down here, I knew this was going to be a stage 3. What is a stage 3, guys? Well, a stage 3 is when you start with your basing pattern. Your basing pattern is a sideways consolidation. This is where we start getting our bottom signals in here to let us know the lows are in here in this stage 1 basing pattern. We're going sideways here. You'd never want to buy a stage 1 basing because they can go on for months, weeks. I've even seen them going for years. But once it breaks out of that basing, you can see here with the green dots and the confirmed bottoms that I circled, you go into the stage 2 uptrend, and this is what you're trying to catch as a trader. But this is only your stage 2 part 1. The real mecca is your stage 2 part 2, which happened on this breakout. And I believe we had a squeeze breakout arrow that confirmed that. Why aren't we seeing that? There it is right there. Look at that. That started the bull market, okay? We ride the green dots, ride the waves. This is your stage 2 uptrend, the mecca, but then we hit your stage 3 basing. What is a stage 3 basing? A stage 3 basing, guys, is almost the same as a stage 1 basing. It's simply just a consolidation period after we've had a blow off here to either gather some more steam to push higher into what we call a continuation stage 2. Or if there's just not enough money, there's not enough buying power, you will go into your stage 4 downtrend. This will be your bear market, okay? Now, there's so many reasons for me to believe and think, if you watch the previous streams or shows, to believe that I really think that this is lining up for a bull market. And let me show you why. Before I get there, though, what is a stage? Let's just define a stage 3. And what's interesting is how this differs from classical charting because Bitcoin's got so much volatility. And let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. There's your stage 3 basing. It's hard for you guys to see because I've got other lines here, but this right here is your stage 3. Do you see how we dip down right here? Normally in stocks and equities, I would call this the start of a stage 4. We even have a red dot there, right? But because crypto is so volatile, it's a 50 vol asset, we have a little deviation outside of this basing, basically just to steal everyone's liquidity, right? And pop right back up into this basing phase. So you can basically ignore this completely. It's just the volatility of Bitcoin. We're still in that stage 3 basing. And now we have a squeeze shading, guys. For those of you that don't know and have not watched my work, a squeeze shading lets you know that a violent extreme move is coming, and it usually starts the bull market. Sometimes it ends the bull market, and you can even see it here starting the stage 2 part 2, the best part of a stage 2.
I was just gonna say that's the first one we've seen since a year ago.
100%.
On the weekly, that's wild.
And Scott, it's going to get more wild as I go on. So guys, squeeze shading. Okay, what you're looking for next, what it lets you know is when you hit the squeeze shading, obviously it's letting you know, okay, listen, get ready, pull your pants up, make sure you got your positions set, your sizing set, your stop losses. But then you're waiting for a breakout arrow that can either be up or down, and then the volatility starts to be released. Okay, so that again is what we're waiting for here. Can we get a breakout arrow to the downside and end this bull market? Absolutely, that would end it in my opinion. But however, let me show you why I believe that this is not the end. First of all, because if you just go by price action, looking at the last cycles, this is exactly where we were supposed to be, where we were the last 3 cycles. Scott's seen this. We've talked about this. We usually go through this basing pattern that goes so long that everyone finally just gives up. Every time you dip down here and you liquidate people, that's more people it's taking out of the market. It's thinning the liquidity profile. And once that is very thin, it won't take much of these buying orders, let's say from the ETF, whatever, to push us out into all-time highs, which would trigger the algos, which is the start of the real bull market, in my opinion. I don't believe it started. To answer the question of this show, the title of the show today, I believe the bull market is just about to start. Let's go look at some more things that can give us some insights. We've talked about this too. This is the ISM. This shows you the liquidity profile. And it lines up with Bitcoin very, very well. You can see here in 2017, as we went and made a bottom signal with green dots and we went through that stage 2 uptrend, so did Bitcoin. It also started ending the same time as Bitcoin. This lines up very, very, very well. And look what we have. We have a squeeze shading at the bottom range, not at the top. A lot of times we have it at the top, it pushes down. At the bottom, it pushes up. That's another reason why I believe that this is just mean reverting as we do in normal liquidity profiles. And look what we have here, Scott. This is why I said it gets a little bit more crazy. We even have a squeeze shading on the ISM. I mean, this seems too easy. It almost seems so easy that this can't be how it's supposed to.
Yeah, on the track line is support too, yeah.
Right on the track line, right? And that's perfect, right? We have your stage 4 downtrend. You get a little bit of a basing pattern going right above the track line. Everything is primed to break out. I actually, guys, if you are a Trading Alpha bundle member, you do get access to our VIP Discord. Guys, if you're one of those members and you haven't gone on Discord, go open that market update channel, because I've got the framework for this, what I'm expecting, and the timing of when I'm expecting this to pop. Okay, so again, if you haven't seen that, go look at it, because I'm either going to be right or wrong, and you can call me wrong if I'm wrong. And it's all.
Is it after rate cuts?
It is. It is when I think there's going to be rate cuts. Yes, after rate cuts. Yeah, it's funny. It all lines up, Scott. Because in the liquidity context, as you know, rate cuts are simply just a byproduct of the overall liquidity regime, right? And I believe that's changed. I believe that's starting to change to a more a friendly liquidity regime, which is, again, one of those features of that will be rate cuts coming, in my opinion. So, guys, that's another reason. So the cycle is lining up on a price action point of view. On the ISM, it's lining up as well with the mean reversion from the bottom here. Everything's looking really good. I want to also point to the dollar. I've been following the dollar very closely. If you guys are following me on Twitter X, you will see that. We have the support here that is so strong. Guys, look how much it's touched the support. What do you think other traders are going to do?
Support.
Die support. And when it does die, when this drops below this support here and closes below here, everyone that's a real smart market technician is going to be watching this. Funds are going to be watching this. Institutions are going to be watching this. I believe we're all waiting for this little drop below this support here for more pressure to be relieved off of risk assets, which, guys, includes Bitcoin, all your high-tech stocks. So yeah, I'm waiting for this, guys. Every day I'm watching this and updating this. You watch it too. Copy these levels. And when we break below here, get ready to party. And you can see we've already gone into a regime where you have green dots breaking above the line. We're starting to get red dots as well. No green dots in sight. So I think it'll just be a matter of time. We do have a red dot today. It's just starting to break below, but we really need to close again on this weekly chart. So watch out for that. I believe that what we're going to see when this bull market starts to really take place is we will see the dollar much lower. I see it testing the support, even breaking through the support temporarily. I think that's what's really going to do it, testing this again. That's where we're going to be, where Bitcoin is now breaking all-time highs and just skyrocketing higher. So I believe all these three things line up: the ISM, the dollar, and the price action of Bitcoin. Now let's go to Ethereum, guys, because there's been a lot of hype about Ethereum. especially with the ETF rolled out. It's actually done much better than the Bitcoin ETF. If you guys remember that, it was a very big sell the news event, and it took quite a while to materialize for those orders and everything to be absorbed and start actually affecting price action in a positive way. However, Ethereum's acted a little bit differently. It hasn't, gone straight up like everyone wanted, but it is doing a bit better price action. And guys,
it also hasn't gone straight down like Bitcoin did. Bitcoin did retrace 20% because of GBTC, and we have ETH selling like mad, and ETH hasn't dropped that far.
And Scott, I think that's also
really crazy.
I think it's also a sign of the overall market. I just think that there's buyers here waiting. They know everything we're looking at, and I think it'll be I think we would have to have such a big systemic negative event globally for this market not to take off. But let's get back to ETH here. We have a reversal bar. Okay, it is confirmed, but we're in the stage 3 basing. So we're basically just ranging here. This is the same setup as Bitcoin, guys. Basically, this whole market is waiting for Bitcoin to take off. And I just remembered something else I have to show you. I hope we don't go over today. You can hear how excited I am. I still think we got fire, guys. So if you lost a little bit of hope, guys, just get it back. It's coming. Look at this, okay? And Scott, you and I have talked about this too. Guys, besides there being a squeeze shading here, okay, which there could possibly be a breakout. Do you know what that would mean? That would mean the confirmation to a huge cup and handle. This is exactly what we want at the handle. This is squeeze shading to break us out, guys. So everything is lining up technically. Let's go on to Solana. Solana, as you guys know, is my favorite asset. It is, for disclosure, my biggest bag that I have. And Scott, I remember right here at the support, you actually bought this dip right here. I just want to mention that was a very good buy. Sometimes Scott gets these really great entries. You did on another asset the other week. But okay, so guys, let's look at this. What do I see here? What's very interesting is I love a pattern where you have a bull market, right? A stage 2 uptrend, and then you have a double bottom. And Bitcoin and crypto tends to be more volatile, so it gets a little messier. This to me is exactly one of the setups that I look for time and time again in my past, which is a double bottom within a bull market. These are the best setups you can get, okay? So what I think is happening, well, guys, we already reached the 195 level as soon as Bitcoin started to go up a little bit. Solana's been outpacing, and it should because it's a higher beta, but it's been really outperforming the market in general. Every time we have a dip and then we come back, it really is the one that just keeps on going up. You can see that people want to buy this asset. They're waiting for it to break 200. And I can't wait to see what happens when it does, guys. I think it's going to be I think once Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, that's when you're going to see Solana break this $200 level. I don't think it's going to be long. Again, this is the my asset that I'm betting on. It is also the one that Raul is betting on as well. So have a look at it. Looking at AIOZ. This is a setup I wanted to show you guys. You can see here that we're going to a classic double bottom here. You can see that the bottom signals, even though we didn't get a confirmed bottom too soon after that, that did put in a nice double bottom there. We have got green dots and green bars. That's letting you know that the micro trend dots and the macro trend bars are synergistically letting you know that this could be what I think is a stage 2 uptrend. But let's look at it a little closer. For a stage 2 uptrend, I would look at these closes right here. So let's take that right there. Okay, and let's call that the start of your stage 2. So you got your stage 1 basing here, guys. Remember I said we always get these bottom signals in the basing, and that's a good indication, especially if you get green dots after like a little bit of a double bottom pattern. And this is the breakout into stage 2. A lot of times stage 2, I've mentioned this on the show before, right? It'll shoot up real high on the breakout, right? And then a lot of times, most times actually, it'll come back and retest that breakout zone, which is exactly what we're doing. So I just want you guys to watch AIOZ. If you don't have a position, this is not a bad one, because then you can go ahead and then put a stop loss somewhere below support, right? And hope you just don't get wicked out on a little bit of volatility. But this is a very good setup. If you want to be extra cautious, you can always just wait for a close above the last high on the close. Okay, so set up there on AIOZ, guys. I think that's going into a stage 2 retest of the breakouts.
I call it IOS, but I don't know if that's right.
You see, he caught me. He caught me just spelling out.
I don't know. No, I'm saying I don't know. I call it IOS, but I don't know.
Yeah, guys.
I've been in that since last cycle. But yeah.
I remember, I think we actually talked about this a couple of shows ago, and we had
one
the
of the
same
few that I wrote and actually got out really good in this cycle and last cycle, but now I'm interested again for sure.
Well, I think once it breaks above here, we'll have a confirmation that this is stage 2, so that wouldn't be too bad here. Let's okay, Scott, how do you pronounce this one?
Let me see. AAVE.
AAVE. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Okay.
It is. I know that one. That's AAVE.
Okay, guys. So check this out on AAVE here. I'm calling this now lately riding the green dot wave. Okay, so that's kind of what it's doing right above the track line. This is exactly what we want to see. You can see here on the other indicator that I made here. These are the highs. These are the lows. We're starting to make higher lows here. This is looking really, really good. And a little bit of a sell-off here. So I would watch the dots, guys, but as it's green, riding the green dots, and you do have a reversal signal here. And guys, I want to point out something else. Normally a reversal signal needs one of the next two bars to close above the wick to confirm it. I'm starting to play around and back test just like the bees. I'm also liking green dots after a reversal somewhere here. So this actually is a very nice confirm reversal bar. You can see the reaction, and we're riding the green dots. So a little bit, and then we also have a squeeze breakout arrow here. If we pull down, guys, to this breakout area and retest this, a lot of times that's also a setup. So that's one I was going to point out and watch here. If this does pull down from the sell-off and test this again and has a good reaction, that's great. You can see we already have confirmation on quite a lot of touches. So look for a reaction off of this if we do end up pulling back, which it looks like we might. We might have a good chance. So that's going to be my other setup for today. So that's gonna wrap it up for cryptos. Well, you know what? Let's do one more thing. Since we have the Trading Alpha Screener. Guys, by the way, this is the new product we have. And I can tell you right now, all the setups that I'm finding daily. Good. Yeah, all the setups that Shardy is finding, I gave her the screener as well. I've also given it to Scott. Actually, Shardy was begging me for it. This is how we're finding setups now. It's so easy.
I got it. You got it. I got it. You got it.
Yeah. Now watch this, guys. This is what we're doing here. This is what the pros are doing. Cryptocurrencies. Let me pick a 4-hour time frame. Obviously, I've done this before here. Go to the high time frames. Let's look for the breakout arrows. Okay. Search. It's going to populate a list of assets currently giving breakout arrows, which is not much because today's a down day, right? So let's see if we can find a needle in a haystack and see if it's not selling off. It might be selling off. Let's see.
No, it ain't selling off.
Okay, so guys, there you go. Here's your 4-hour charts. This is what we searched for. We wanted to see a breakout arrow, this right here, letting you know it's the same thing that we're waiting for on Bitcoin and ISM. This is the squeeze shading. Here's the breakout arrow, guys. You can literally scan for all the breakout arrows now in the market, and it'll give you a list. Here's one that is just now making its next bar here, and it's heading higher, guys. So again, another great example of the squeeze shading breakout, and also just showing you how powerful the screener really is. And that'll lead me into my next segment, which is to tell you how to get these indicators, how to get the screener, and all the setups that we have. Guys, this is from Trading Alpha. If you head to the comment section right there and you click on that link, it will take you to the website. We do have it 25% off sale. And listen to this, guys, it ends on the 7th of this month. So if you do want to get it, if you have been thinking about it, now is your time to do it. The way to get it, type in 25 off during checkout. You can either choose the Alpha Bundle Yearly, which is going to be all the indicators, or you can choose the Alpha Screener, which is going to be this lovely screener that you see in front of me. That's it for our tools here today.
Yeah, now I'm realizing that I'm realizing that it was written wrong in the description. I go to the description, so I'm changing it as we're talking because apparently I know how to use YouTube.
Give Scott 5 minutes to change that, guys. There you go. Done.
Should be changed.
And then also one last thing, when you do join the Alpha Bundle, again, just to reiterate, you do get access to the VIP Discord. The reason why I made that is I want to make sure that you guys are using the tools as efficiently as you can. I'm in there every day. Simply come in there, tag me, ask questions, or you know what? There's, I think, 50,000 members there now. So there's definitely people there, always there to help you. So don't miss out on that if you are going to get our tools, please. That's such a big edge.
Or that's short.
Yeah,
awesome.
And that's it.
Love it. See you guys, quick hits, 20 minutes, get you in and out of here. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to bring up the website though. I got to bring up Trading Alpha and I'm going to show it because now that I'm just doing things here, well, I got the screener here, so I got to go back to Trading Alpha. How do I get back? Anyways, now it's like defaulting me to the screener, which is fun. So I'm not going to do that. I lied because my computer's tripping out over here. But guys, Trading Alpha, 25 off, write down in the comments. It's literally the screener. He has finally convinced me I use it every single day. It's the way I look at the market. And the market looks like shit.
And you know what? The sale, by the way, just to clarify, is on the Alpha Bundle and the screener. So no matter which one you get, that is valid for both of them with the same code. So thanks for having me on today, Scott. I hope the market looks even better next week. But nonetheless, the message for today is, guys, very much, I think that this market is still going to rip. Very confident in it, and I have all my money betting on it as well.
I say it's going to take a few weeks. All right, guys, that's all we got. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Mr. Wick. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Cheers.
That's dope.